Snap, if you haven't seen it before, available on Android and iOS. It is currently in closed beta. Basics of the game are super straightforward. The goal is to have the most power in 2 of 3 locations at the end of 6 turns. Your cards have a mana cost top left and a power top right, and then various effects here as well. Iron Fist, Human Torch are kind of a combo. Iron Fist says move the next card you play 1 location to the left after it reveals. And then Human Torch here says when this moves, double its power. So we'll drop Human Torch here. That's such a good effect. I haven't heard that sound effect actually since I added it. This will drop here. It'll kick over to New York and get +2. Oh, thank you for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and Bishop here to the right. Bishop says he gets 1 power every time you play a card. And then Falcon combos with my 1 cost card. So next turn we'll be able to Falcon and pick up Iron Fist and Human Torch. And Iron Fist keeps the bonuses that it has when it comes back to my hand. So I'll be able to run this combo back again, adding this to 8 power. And now that we drew more 1-drops, so Hood makes a demon for my hand. And Korg, when it comes into play, puts a rock in my opponent's deck. So we'll play these 2 out. And then we'll Falcon to pick up all 4 of these. So we'll be able to leverage their ETB effects again. Each of these cards that we play out, we'll add a power to Bishop as well. So bounce them all back to the hand. Lets us play a bunch of cheap cards for Bishop, which is nice. Ooh, that's great. That's a copy of Cloak. Although I guess Cloak is kind of redundant with New York, huh? So let's Iron Fist. And then let's Human Torch. So he kicks over and goes to 8. And then New York will pull him up to 16. We'll Demon into Washington, D.C. because it has no power. So it'll get bigger there. And then we can Hood plus Korg as well. This deck regularly gets like 16 to 32 power Human Torches. Lots of Shang-Chi at the feature. Sure, but like, I've got giant things across every location here, right? Okay, so we'll slide the Human Torch here. We'll play a Demon in the middle. Do I want to believe in magic, chat? I think I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Like, I don't really have anything to do next turn, right? I think I'm just gonna do this and chill. We could be getting Shang-Chi's to the middle. So if I would have played Cloak mid, we'd have won because we would have tied here and then been -5 here, so we'd have won the tiebreaker. Close game. Fortunate. Good beats for them that Infinite flipped up out of their 5-card deck. Probably any other card in their deck likely lost them this center path. Yeah, New York also made the endgame kind of flippy, right? Like, if I would have put Bishop over into New York, we also win. So, they won like 3 different coin flips there, and a 20%er out of their deck. Alright, so we'll torch into Cloak here. This is actually great. So Cloak will let me slide Human Torch over to the Isle of Silence, and then we'll be able to go Agent 13 into Beast, pick all of these up, and then you could Human Torch plus Cloak the following turn again as well. Get things sliding around. Actually kind of bad for us. So I'm running low on space in my hand. With this sequence, my hand, I'm actually not going to draw a card next turn, so maybe this is wrong. The hub was such a bad location for us. Yeah, Torch is triggered, not ongoing. Ongoing cards say ongoing on their text box. Yeah, hard hand size limit of 7 in this game. Miniaturized Lab, also not really doing us any favors here. You storm after magic, does it cancel turn 7? Yes. Unfortunate that our raccoon guessed in the wrong spot. We'll move Human Torch over to here so he goes to 8, and then Falcon's gonna pick him back up. Do I want to hood this turn? I don't think so. Alright, so they have 4 swarms and an apocalypse at the moment. Let's go magic on the left. We're gonna set up so Iron Fist kicks Human Torch on the last turn, but I wanna hood this turn, but the question is where? It's probably hood right? Because I'm gonna punt this, then we'll win Miniaturized Lab and Isle of Silence. Hopefully. I'm not sure if I want to hood here or here. It could go either way. I'm not sure which one I want to punt. I think I'm punting the hub. You! LOL. To the people in chat commenting that they're surprised Storm and Scarlet Witch don't see more play to counteract magic, this is why, chat. You can't counteract magic if she's played on exactly the last turn. You just, like, it's not an option. And then we can't play this, obviously, because I need Human Torch to be able to kick into the center. I think we lose the Apocalypse left here, right? Right there. It's only 4. Isn't Magic played on turn 5 for a turn 2 setup? Bad players play Magic on turn 5 for a turn 2 setup. It depends on the deck in your draw a lot of the time. But as you watch good players play the game, Magic is a good busted card because it can be played on turn 6 with no counterplay. You're explicitly opening up your card to counterplay. You don't have to give your opponent by playing it out on turn 5. Magic's a pretty skill testing card in terms of how good or bad it's able to be, depending on how you choose to sequence with it. Put some rocks in their boots. On-reveal effects don't happen here. That's fine. We can put Collector there. He's not an on-reveal. He's a trigger. And, Shang-Chi? Iron Fist? Whatever this card's called? Whichever is the one that bounces our stuff. One of the guys from that place. Alright, so we'll hood here, which makes us a demon. And we'll pick these back up to our hand. Well, they sped up the collector animation a whole bunch, so that's good. I don't know. We're just getting started on this deck for the day. I haven't played this deck at all since Collector got nerfed. I think this might be a game where we magic on... We magic on 5. I do this, and then this, and then this. I guess this doesn't get me value out of Cloak with the Human Torch then, huh? It's gonna make the Collector really big. I don't know if I can compete in the center, though. Oh, did I sequence this wrong? Am I gonna bounce the demon back to my hand?
I am Iron Man.
Okay, there's the bishop. They're probably not competing in New York, right? Do I demon here to make them commit to limbo or lose? That might be the play. And this gives minus power here, but I think they're probably just not competing in New York, and playing out the maximum number of cards makes my bishop go, and both of these make collector larger as well. So this puts us in a position to realistically be winning all three. We're only at 5 power on the right though. Small leads left and right. This could cut either way here. Not going to snap. Just gonna let it ride and see where we end up at. Run TC. We do it? I think we did it, Chet. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Ronan is very, very not good against us. Oh, actually, we're gonna win here on a narrow margin, right? Because these will get bigger, but that gets bigger. Okay. So yeah, playing out to the limbo on the left ended up being super right. Because that meant they had to play there as well. Close margins on all three of them there. The draw card location's actually kind of annoying for us. Collector to the right. I don't think I want to play into Hala to start. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna have a card end up in the Space Throne, I'm pretty happy for it to be the Collector. Especially with Beast and Angela here. We do this, and then like next turn we go like Demon Falcon. Losing our beast is a little sad. It's a sweet Moon Knight altar. Sequence like this, so that way Angela's gonna get 3 spaces cleared out here, and we're gonna return 1, 2, 3, 4 cards to our hand, getting our collector up to a 5. Is their 4-drop bigger than... Their 4-drop could be bigger than 7 here. But you get in trouble with this, Angela. The fact that I didn't put Falcon in the mid. I think that probably loses us the game, huh? Well, I guess even if I put Falcon in the mid, we were going to die there, right? The way that plays out. So Iron Fist will kick Human Torch this way, and then Cloak will pull him back to be a total of 8 here. But then there's a question of, is this 5-power collector gonna be enough on the right? It might not be. Okay, they lost their Hela, that's good for us. Human Torch goes here. This gets us to 10. This gets us to 16. That's a demon here. This will be a total of 4, 7, 13, 15 here. I think that does it, right? Because we're winning left and right here with our sequence. Sweet.
Victory.
Collector still seems pretty reasonable, chat. The human torch lines with this deck are a little brain twisty for sure, Silence. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I mean, we had a double-digit collector already one day today. What percent of my decks play Magic these days? 90+% of them. It honestly should probably be 100%, but sometimes I don't feel like making a cut for her. Magic desperately needs to be nerfed. She's the best card in the game by a lot. Spot match of the afternoon. How do you think she gets nerfed without a rework? It's super simple, chat. You just need to make it so you have counterplay. You just need to make it so she can't make Limbo on turn 6. It's not complicated at all. No, you template her like Storm, where she makes something called, like, the path to Limbo. What do I want to do here? I have Beast to bounce things now. These are all gonna go all the way to the right, I guess. I guess I do this, then this leaves Hood in the middle. A double Bifrost with no Torchinar. Top 7 is a little sedge. So we do this, and then next turn we can magic plus play Hood to get another demon. And then we can double demon left on the final turn. Oh wait, and Hood is free. Forgot Hood was gonna be free. Okay, with Groot being deployed mid, I think I'm actually going to magic here. And then actually, Hood is free to play into this location, right? I think without a way to take mulligans, I don't really care about knowing information about my opponent's deck at the start of the game. That's generally what I like seeing a little bit of extra information for, and I think without that being a factor, it just largely doesn't matter. Hey, look at that, chat. We're rank 80. Get prizes for that, right? Credits. I logged in every day to check the shop for altars, but I mostly just didn't play when I was in London. So we just had so much going on. It's a sweet Yellow Jacket altar, but same with Angel. They're just like not really playable cards. Hey, Big Papa, thanks for re-upping that Prime. I really appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. Afternoon. All right, torch and a cloak.
Flame on!
Flame on. The only super common Squirrel Girl deck in the format right now is a Killmonger deck for Deathpool. Oh, Misty Knight means that they're Patriot, right? Feels a little bad to not get these triggers on Collector, but let's put our Hulks in the middle. It's possible we could just ignore the Gamma Lab here as well. Or squirrel up here on the right. Add 9 power here. I'm not sure I even really care if they Shang-Chi me in the middle, because it kind of feels like I'm not going to win that location against, what's it called anyways, right? A Patriot. Again, electing not to play Magic here, and they'll be a little bit more resource efficient, because I really don't want my opponent to know that an extra turn is coming up. Our opponent retreated. Okay. I was actually about to say before they bounced there, maybe we don't magic and we just like take the win on this turn most likely. We like Iron Fist the Human Torch into here, and then like Demon, Iron Fist, Misty Knight, or Demon like 3 cards here, probably win. And the Human Torch is 15 here. Everybody freaking out today. I've got a couple new follows. Welcome to folks that are new to the channel. I stream full-time here on Twitch, do a lot of card games and strategy games. I also have a Marvel Snap dedicated YouTube channel, Hoaglandia Snap, where I post highlights a few days a week. Great source to find some sweet stuff if you're looking for deck highlight ideas. Usually post a few per week there. Bar with no name. That's Hood's favorite place to drink, Chip. I'm past for now, I think. Angela to the right, and then Bishop mid, I think. Well, if this ain't a trash tier set of locations for us, I don't know what it is. Awkward. Okay, Magic's actually great, chat, because she lets us clear the Crimson Cosmos. So this will be a Magic on 5 game. Just cause I don't have anything better to do. And this is, again, just the raw power of Magic to a degree. She also just gets us out of spots that we otherwise wouldn't be able to get out of, because she interacts with bad locations on top of everything else. And now, even if we don't draw a Hood here, we get to just play into the bar with no name, because again, Magic is cracked.
Nope.
Yep. Magic's busted shit. They are really winning the tiebreaker at the moment. Dear second dinner, please nerf. Please nerf? Please nerf.
Victory.
Until they do, basically every deck chat. If you have her, play her. I'm glad this deck still feels playable post collector nerf. The permutation and sequencing decisions in this deck are a ton of fun. Especially with the addition of, what's it called? Human Torch and Iron Fist. Like, there's so many different choices. Actually, Jeff, Magic is fine. I won a bunch of games and got to the highest rank without Magic, so she's fine. Never mind the fact that half of the matches I played to get to Infinite involved playing against bots and involved playing against people that didn't have Magic. What a well-articulated argument, said no one ever. Card game players, chat. Card game players. I don't think I want 2 random cards from Agent 13 here, so I'm just gonna drop her in the middle. Well, this is normally a location that's pretty good for our deck, but we just don't have any 1-drops here at the moment. Magic is fine because I have her and I don't like derfs. That's the most honest statement I've heard all day. Maybe I'm just supposed to play into the Gamma Lab? I don't know. It's tough. I just want to get my setup going here. So this sequence fills my hand, but it also fills it with kind of great cards, so I think that's fine. Oh, I guess I could lose Bishop in the middle with this sequence. That's gonna happen here. Alright, so what if we do this, and then this, and then this? So this puts 2 demons in my hand, and then it bounces these 2 back to my hand, because my hand will be full again. But I think that's game winning, right? Because then I can, like, Angela plus demons in the middle, and then probably win here and here, potentially. It's just such a peak, like, card game player thing. How you can, like, I can sit here and, like, articulate myself a bunch about the details of why I think something is too good or not. And then, like, the response is just, like, the incredibly lazy, no, it's fine, because I won some games without it. It's like, come on. We just, like, put in even a modicum of effort. It's actually a little awkward here, huh? Because I actually lose here. Because I can't replay Falcon and this got made more expensive. Yeah, I think I'm actually supposed to bounce out here.
Escaped.
Yeah, I also, I think Magic is going to end up being kind of the brainstorm of early Marvel Snap, in that Magic isn't actually the card that kills you, but it enabled all of the cards that killed you, right? So, like, people who aren't particularly good at game evaluation and deck building aren't going to understand that Magic is the reason they're losing a lot of games. And if they're not playing well with Magic, the effect that she offers isn't going to be as good for them if you're playing poorly with it. Magic isn't as obviously powerful as killing your Nova and giving everything on your board +2 attack, right? There's more finesse to it than that. Hood to the left. This is a deck where we will definitely play our rocks out. So that way, when we pick the... Actually, I might save them to play out after we bishop. We'll want to play them out so we can potentially pick them up with, like, Beasts and Hood and stuff. Or Beasts and Falcon and stuff. Girls. So if I do this, I'm going to end up with these 3 plus 1 more back in my hand. So I'll lock myself out of drawing, which is not what I want to do. So I think we go Demon, Beast here, and then we'll do this over here. I guess if I play this out, I lock myself out regardless, right? If I'm picking up 3. So I guess we'll just play a rock out here. We might punt Central Park with the Punisher here. We'll play for the left side. We'll, like, replay Hood over in Central Park. Good old rock. Nothing beats rock, chat. Can't decide where I want to play the rest of these out. I think I'm just chilling to wait and see what we get with Magic here. We get punished by, like, a Spider-Man or Professor X, but it's looking like we're gonna want to play Demons in the middle. 2 more turns here still, though. Have another rock opponent. I kind of want to just pass and see what they do. But if I don't play at least 1 card out here, I don't draw next turn. But, like, what am I even drawing to? There's 8 cards in my deck. Most of them are rocks. A lot of the other ones are ones I don't want to play. I think I'm just vibing. Alright, they gave us nothing in terms of information, which is smart. I guess we just do this. Because Bishop's going to gain 4 here, and then this is 9, and then we're adding 12 here. So it's like hedges the best we can. I'm not snapping, because we could they only have to win 1 of these 2, so they have 1 big play they could get us. I guess we're adding a lot of power to both, though, right? Like, I'm going to plus 11 here. I'm going to plus 13 here. They have, like, a Magneto here they could get us, perhaps. Hey, welcome to a live one, you diddy. Thanks for watching. What it bounced out? Good stuff. By the way, for folks that enjoy live Marvel Snap stuff, I've got that YouTube channel that I've been posting highlights on for a couple of months now. I'm gonna start doing some live streams there for Marvel Snap stuff as well, and dip into YouTube live streaming a little bit. So if you want to keep up with all my live stuff, even if you're not into pre-recorded stuff, make sure you subbed over there to get notifications on what I'm live with, where, when. Oh, well then. It's the incentive to live stream on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. YouTube promotes content better and has a larger total audience. Has a very large apocalypse. It's gonna go into Sinister London. This might be a Magic the Sinister London angle, so that way it can't copy Apocalypse for them. Oh, I have to play here turn 5. Oof. Yeah, I think we're dead. Awkward locations in hands for us.
Escaped.
Okay, that one's very good for Human Torch if we could find Cloak or Iron Fist. No, even magic shit, Sedge. Okay, Kunlun's also good for them, it would seem. I think Snap would be worse if you played best of 3s against your opponent. Well, I don't think best of 3 makes sense, right? So best of 3's like an antiquated boomer concept when it comes to a game like Snap that's pretty innovative. So the base idea would be, they actually showcased like a outline for how their competitive tournament format is going to work in Marvel Snap. And it was basically, two players play until one of them achieves a given number of cubes. So the number of games that you play is variable based on cube acquisition. Well, so one of the things you need to understand about streaming as an industry is average viewer count is something that matters a lot. So for people that are newer to the channel, if you're not familiar with my content outside of Snap, we currently have 343 people here for Marvel Snap stuff. And that's pretty reasonable. But if you compare that specifically to my Magic the Gathering metrics, my average viewer count for Magic the Gathering is 605. So I actually actively hurt the growth and advertising prospects for my Twitch channel by streaming games like Marvel Snap that are outside of my main game, which is Magic. So my eventual goal, we're gonna play a bunch of stuff out here and trigger the Collector and the Bishop a bunch. My eventual goal is to move a lot of my non-Magic content to YouTube streams. So that way, even if they have lower viewer counts, it doesn't hurt my overall Twitch metrics by having those lower viewer counts. I like Snap too. I think Snap is great. I think this game has a ton of potential when it gets to a full release. But I also have a very good understanding about how everything in my industry works, and I know that I cost myself money by playing Snap here on my main channel. That's just like the reality of it. Or probably did here, right? I'll stand for a cube. We'll be a fish. What are metrics on Unite? My Unite stuff is even lower than the Snap stuff. That's why I don't do a ton of Unite Live these days. But I'm gonna do more of it on the dedicated Unite channel. If you're a stats junkie like me, this site SullyGnome can give you a lot of insights into basically every Twitch stream up there. All the stats are very public. So like you can click on there and see everything for my last 30 days, and it breaks it down by game and time streamed, etc. Oh yeah, we're super dead. Super dead. Ad revenue on YouTube is significantly higher. If it's not a direct, consistent, always the same, but to give you a baseline, if I have the same amount of watch time on both Twitch and YouTube in a given month, my YouTube ad revenue will be like 4 times as much. Do you get revenue if you watch with YouTube Premium? Yeah, YouTube Premium pays out as though you were watching the ads, basically, that are on the content. And that's not to say, like, none of my content is, like, large enough to the point where, like, I can live off of my ad revenue. Like, I think my average ad revenue in a given month, if you combine both YouTube and Twitch, is, like, $1,000 to $1,500 most months. A majority of my income comes from direct subscriptions here on Twitch. Things like Prime and whatnot. Alright, I think we just load up into the Gamma Lab, right? Drop Iron Fist there to start. That's my collector. That's sad. Pay off. My body is ready to get Shang-Chi'd. Honestly, even if we don't get Shang-Chi, this might not even be winning if they just, like, don't play anything else here and ignore it. Just, like, put 4 cards into here and died. Oh, right. That wasn't the cloak that's actually in my deck. All right, so cloak is actually kind of funny here because if they don't Shang-Chi exactly this turn, I get to split my Hulks up, right? Spread them out. All right, enjoy your cube. I think from a design perspective, the featured locations are one of the worst things about Marvel Snap. They are. I love most things this game does. I really despise the featured locations. I think it feels really bad to get got by tech cards that people won't be playing 24 hours later. I really don't like the idea of changing my decks for like one day every week. That's not a huge fan of it. Afternoon, Kelly. Things are good. Life is swell. I had actual 0 jet lag coming back from London, which was great. Yeah, I really feel like I would greatly prefer it if the queue was just separate for the featured locations. So, it creates a temporary metagame, but I feel like the temporary metagame it creates is basically never interesting. It's literally just everybody plays the same 1 to 3 tech cards. I don't think it creates mini games in a way that's like, it basically takes all of your decks and cuts slots out of them. It's basically just, okay, your deck is 2 to 3 cards smaller today because if you're not playing this card with this featured location, you're behind. Yeah, I like, and in concept, it's kind of neat. In practice, the way it plays out in Marvel Snap, I think is really atrocious. So I really like the concept. I think the way it actually works in practice, though, is just like pretty awful. For location like Gamma Lab, but Hell's Kitchen is more flexible. Yeah, sure, but I definitely think more often than not, there's way more Gamma Labs. There's way more Gamma Labs when it comes to featured locations than there are Hell's Kitchens, if that makes sense. Like in terms of the impact that they have. You're right that they're not all like that, but also more of them than not are like that. Yes, that is also true. It is not the first time the featured location has simply been play Shang-Chi here, win the game. Also accurate. Well, so the card pool's always gonna be kind of small, Amala. Like, even once Snap, like, gets on their full card release, it's only like 1 card per week, right? They're not, like, doing giant 100-card sets. We left our Hulks in the Gamma Lab, chat. I am pleased with our decision. The bots tend to like to cloak, so we acted like the bot was gonna like to cloak. Although I guess we don't really have a good shot to win Miniaturized Lab here, huh? I get Beast here. But that's only +4 power here. It's probably not enough, right? Yeah, not even a little. What does Gamma Lab do? After turn 3, it turns every unit at the Gamma Lab into Hulk, which is a neat location. I think this is a neat location to have in the pool. It's just not a very exciting, this location's gonna happen a lot location. It's good. It's great flavor, and I think from this one can come up at random from all the possible locations. It's a great addition. The problem isn't really specifically Gamma Lab for me so much as I just don't really love the featured location system that they have. Yes, I also agree with that. I like the design space of Transform. Big agree. Yes, I currently have all the pull 3 cards inside of Marvel Snap. That's accurate. Yes, some it's not that some are more common, it's that there's a small number that are more rare. Things like World Ship, Ego, the Negative Zone, some of the ones that are like really kind of more obnoxious happen less frequently. Alright, well, I mean, that's a freebie to... Alright, that's the good stuff right there, huh? a solid beat here.
Wind, aid my...
I would like some Hulks, Jet. Let's cloak into the flooding here so we can slide some of our Hulk friends over. I do enjoy that Hulk copies the cosmetic, yeah.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
How do we feel about just marching all of our friends over here, chat? So if I do that, it means that I have 33, 37 here. And if they push this over, they'll have 11, 21, plus this even twice is still less than 37, right? It's only 33. So I think my plan here is to go Bishop into Iron Fist into Human Torch. And we'll play towards winning New York here, potentially. Now, there is the little wiggle here of any number of things from any number of spots can slide into New York at this point as well, which changes the calculus a good deal. I guess we do this and hope this is enough. It might be wrong. I feel like they're leaving Hulk in the middle and they're gonna like bail these over to here. New York's a location on the last turn where it's like, it's very coin flippy because there's just so many permutations. You're just kind of like throwing it out there and hope that whatever you do lines up into theirs. We have a little bit less options than they do because we played into here. But like, there's so many permutations the way these cards plus whatever cards they have in their hand could end up in New York. I feel like New York would be a better location if it happened on turn 5. I don't like that it is the final turn and it's just a bunch of guesswork. I think it would be interesting if the moves happened before the game ends. Yeah, this Thor is going to be at least 12, probably more. We are very dense, chat. Alright, didn't really matter where we ended up at there. Maybe we overcommitted to the flooded zone. Maybe I only needed to put 2 Hulks into here. 25 would have been more than enough. And that leaves me 2 Hulks middle to kind of hedge that bet is probably what I should have done. All right, I think that's we made out on the good side of that exchange. We came out ahead on that one. I'm just not really interested in playing a District X game.
Escaped.
I mean, on the power level of the Patriot deck. So, the first thing I would say about your statement is that there isn't really the Patriot deck to have an opinion about. There are like, gosh, probably 5 or 6 Patriot variations, of which is the best one. I have no idea. We've played a few of them that have felt competitive in the past. I agree with that, Sassy Bands. I'm not a fan of either of those locations. The Space Throne. Korg in the middle. It's gonna be a collector on the Space Throne angle. This is a bot, right? Yeah. I don't really like playing bot matches anyways.
Escape.
District X 2 games in a row is a pretty bad beat. Nice, Sassy. All right, into the Gamma Lab, friends. Okay, this is actually kind of hilarious, right? So let's just both bring our ninjas into the Gamma Lab. You get a Hulk, and you get a Hulk. Everybody gets a Hulk. Let's see if they realize they can cloak as well. It pops their cards up, so I assume they will. This is symmetrical. Oh! There's some kind of ongoing card here? Oh, that Lockjaw, sure. Falcon's a bit worse since all my 1-drops turned into other things, but that's what it is.
I am Iron Man.
Do this, and then we magic this away. Has a lot of potential here, I think. Do you believe in magic? Do 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 do. I think I saved this now so they don't know that Onslaught Citadel is going away. It's gonna lock us into kind of low power in the mid, but it sets us up to be able to win right and left. Like, we're potentially winning all 3 locations here, basically. We'll go magic into demon here. I'm just gonna cut off the double on this. The double, I guess I should say, and this is gonna add 13 more power here, so we'll be at 25. And they're probably more worried about these locations, I imagine. Snap here, actually. I think we're in a good spot. They need to play to all the locations. So again, obviously we don't need another turn, but this wipes out the Onslaught Citadel's effect on their Iron Man. That's really good. Alright, baby one, baby one, baby one. Alright, we beat the Shang-Chi's and the Professor Cheese. Close game.
Victory.
Yeah, so Angela and Collector are triggered abilities. They're not, they're triggered abilities, they're not ongoing. So if Collector was ongoing, it would be templated like Mobius, so that way it would get bigger, it would see cards even when it's not in play, basically. This is another bot, right? Simplest Suite. Is it? Oh, wait and see. We can tell when they play a card. Usually bots have 1 drops. Maybe it's not. Okay, definitely a bot. I'm just gonna bounce the bot. I don't really care about my rank at this point, and I, trying to get content against actual players for highlight videos. Limbo is up front and very clear about its intentions here. Put it to the left. Fortunate. Play these out here. And then we'll beast this whole group back to my hand on 3. Will we now? Okay, now I'm going to Bishop mid. We're gonna lose the draw on this, but that's actually fine for us because my hand tends to be over full with this deck anyway. So we're gonna Bishop mid, and then we'll beast these plus Angela right. They're gonna get the Asgard trigger, which is fine. And then next turn, I get to play all 3 of these out at the Angela location and then falcon them all right back to my hand. So our Angela gets to be absolutely huge here. All right, their deck is popping off, but so is ours. I'm actually curious to see what the power level feels like here between these two. And not only does playing all these zeros out, these free 1 costs out make the Angela bigger, but every time we play a card, Bishop also gets, like, larger. Oh, I guess cloaking center means they can pull things out of the lockjaw location is good for them. Their deck's also kind of small, right? There's 4 cards left. My goal here is to win. Oh, did they think... They must have thought Mystique would have copied the Dino, but that's not true. That's not how that works. Okay, so I think I'm punting the left side, and we're playing to win Hellfire Club plus Asgard, is my plan. So with this sequence, my demon ends up here. I end up with a demon in hand. And we'll have these here. These are all going to make Angela bigger. That leaves us in a pretty good spot. We'll see. They could move Jane Foster into the middle, meaning that I shouldn't be punting this anymore, but this could a couple different ways. If Devil Dino slides over, that could also be tricky for us. Playing Enchantress in your Lockjaw deck full of ongoing cards seems, let's call it ambitious. Yeah, unfortunately, losing Bishop means we're gonna lose this. Shang-Chi's claims another victim. We'd have banned. So Bishop was 10 here, and he would have gotten, what, like 4 bigger there? Alright, folks, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an afternoon. Appreciate everybody that hung out through the end of the stream. Again, for people that didn't hear, my plans for streaming are going to be doing a little bit shorter, closer to 5 hours during the day. Mostly Magic, followed by an hour or so of something else. It's going to be Snap sometimes. Other times it'll be Unite or a variety game. And then I'm going to be experimenting with some YouTube live streaming in the evening, starting either tonight or tomorrow. So if you want more Snap live stream stuff, make sure you're subscribed to the Snap Highlights channel. I'm going to be going live on there in some of the evenings. And if you're into the Pokemon Unite stuff, we're going to be doing that over on the Pokemon YouTube channel. We'll see how that goes after a week or two of doing it with the split schedule. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hopefully see some of you around again soon.